jumping off our conversation yesterday about Bill C63, I was doing a little bit more hunting around to just see if I could get a bit more information, understand things just a little bit more, and I came across this video here by the Canadian Constitution Foundation. This is the lady here who does the commentary on the video. I believe she's a lawyer, but she does an excellent job of kind of summing things up and also taking the bill into you and me speak and not the lawyer speak that we're so used to when we're reading those documents. But as I was going through the video and watching it, I discovered that they had this really cool website that you and I can both use. I've actually already used it. And what it does is it allows you to write directly to your MP. Now, I'm just going to summarize things a little bit if you didn't watch the video from yesterday. Bill C63 is the Online Harms Act. And amongst other things, the most important things that have really become sticking points are right here. The bill would create a new process for Canadians to report instances of online speech directed at them is discriminatory, with a quasi-judicial tribunal ordering fines of up to $50,000 and up to $20,000 paid to complainants, who in some cases would remain anonymous. Findings would be based on a mere balance of probabilities standard rather than the criminal standard of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. So, quick summarize. If I don't like you, I can bring you up on charges. If the charges go through, you can pay the Receiver General of Canada up to $50,000. But if that's not bad enough, you can pay me 20 grand, up to 20 grand. Okay. Now, what gets a little bit upsetting is the fact that I can remain anonymous. You'll never know who charged you or brought you up on charges. Okay. The bill would increase the maximum sentence for advocating genocide from 5 years in prison to life in prison. That means words alone can lead to life imprisonment. Look, in Canada, you don't even get a life sentence for murder. So let that just kind of sit there for a second. Next, the bill would allow judges to put prior restraints on people who they believe on reasonable grounds may commit speech crimes in the future. Now, I don't need to elaborate on this, but just because it gets me smoking mad, I will. If a judge sits back, looks at you or me, and says, yeah, you're gonna commit a speech crime. Yeah, I'm gonna charge you. You didn't do it. You were convicted of an action of doing something wrong. You are being convicted on the possibility of doing something wrong. I mean, come on. The bill would require social media companies to minimize the risk that users of the service will be exposed to harmful content, with the threat of massive fines if they don't properly mitigate the risk, and the mere threat of human rights complaints and fines for Canadians and social media companies will chill large amounts of otherwise protected speech. Now, one of the questions that I want to ask is, are the social media platforms and companies even going to stick around in Canada? Because if you read or watch our video from yesterday, the link will be in the description, the social media platforms can be charged up to 6% of their global revenue. I don't know how much money Facebook makes, but that's a ton of cash. 6%? And that's per instance. That's per charge. So I wonder, I ask myself the question, with the relatively small population that Canada has, is it even worth it for these platforms to stick around and play with this? I don't know. I don't make decisions for them. That's the truth. But the mind does wander, and if you've been around my videos a lot, I like to ask a lot of questions. So with all that said, the Canadian Constitution Foundation, they came up with this really awesome web form. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, I'm always encouraging you to write letters to your MPs, to send voicemails, send a fax, emails, letters, everything that you can to get them going. But the truth is if you're like me, I'm not really great at writing letters. I always wonder if I'm too wordy or too short, or have I offended somebody? Is it going to be taken out of context? It just becomes an agonizing thing for me. So what these folks have done, which is they've pre-written an email for you, and here it is, to my member of Parliament. The tabled bill, C63, the Online Harms Act, is unacceptable in its current form. Bill C63 is a profoundly anti-free expression bill that threatens draconian penalties for online speech and chills legitimate expression. I urge you to do everything in your power to prevent the Online Harms Act from becoming law in its current form. Now, all you got to do, put your first name, your last name, your email, and then pick your MP. You don't even have to go hunting for their email address. What they've done here is awesome. And then you can not only nail your own MP, start sending these emails to everybody else on the list. Also, what I liked about, because I used this yesterday, is that they don't follow up with you to donate, or they don't bombard you with more emails, which unfortunately is the case with most of the political parties. One wrong move and your inbox is full of stuff that you really didn't bank on. So with these folks, they've kept it really nice and clean, super easy. They do all the work for you. This website, the link to this is going to be in the description. I will encourage you very, very much to use this as much as you can. Spend the weekend and just fire off a few emails. Maybe we can make a difference. We're all in this together, as they say. Folks, have a great weekend. Have an awesome weekend. Get out, enjoy Canada for what it has to offer. See you later.